grudge match getting ready to take place here as Brutal Bob Evans throws that chair into the ring, looking to get his hands on Matt Magnum. We saw him earlier tonight as he accompanied his partner in crime, TK O'Ryan, in the opening contest into victory. TK O'Ryan did not have an easy job earlier against Nick Westgate, and I can assure you that if Matt Magnum is going to walk out of Wareham victorious, Brutal Bob is going to make him fight tooth and nail for it. Brutal Bob is having a good time coming out here, shaking hands, taking pictures with all the good fans here. But Brutal Bob Evans don't let that sometimes jolly demeanor fool you. He's had a hand in training some of the top stars to come out of the New England area, and he himself, push comes to shove, is one of the dirtiest players around. He's taken a lot of young men under his wing, and all of them have been better for it. But both Matt Magnum and TK O'Ryan have shown great disrespect to Brutal Bob Evans over the last several months. And this one is really coming to a head, and is certainly going to come to a head now as soon as Magnum gets inside the ring. And I say this all the time, and it's just mostly because I'm an untrustworthy person. If I'm the referee, I'm sending O'Ryan to the back immediately. I wouldn't even give him an opportunity to stick his hand or his face or his feet or his anything into the ring. Let this one be settled mano a mano. And we're seeing youth and power here. There's the bell. Against skill and expertise in Brutal Bob Evans. Before, these referees sometimes need to have eyes in the back of their head. Bob Evans is going to need to have a sixth sense, if you will. He's almost going to be fighting two guys in this contest. Oh, and Matt Magnum's giving it up already. For all the running of his mouth that he did, you'd think he'd be willing to lock it up with Brutal Bob Evans. But I think he knows that once Bob Evans gets his hands on him, he's going to systematically and methodically just pick the youngster apart. Collar and elbow tie up here. Magnum's going to be getting the better of that one at the last moment. Bob turned it around. Clean break there, no reason for things to get dirty this early in the contest. And there's that disrespect I talked about before with Magnum, and Brutal Bob will have none of it. Shot to the midsection here. Elbow right to the back of the head by Magnum. Oh, Bob puts the brakes on. Bob's not only got a experience advantage over Magnum, he's also got a bit of a height advantage over him as well. Allowing those long legs to prevent himself from being rammed in the top turnbuckle, allowing him to do so to Matt Magnum. And the last one with a little extra oomph, and it turns him inside out, and Magnum now to the outside for the second time in this contest. You know, some people have likened Magnum's partner, TK O'Ryan, to some of the greats in the world of professional wrestling, and I said let him be his own man. Don't compare him to other people, especially some of those names being bandied about. Personal preferences out of things, but I see a lot in these two youngsters. They just need to see if they listen to Bob Evans. You know, our main event tonight, we've got the Kingdom, Matt Taven, and Michael Bennett, two young men who have taken Bob Evans training, and they've reached new heights, both here in the United States and abroad. And if two young men like Matt Magnum and TK O'Ryan would put their egos aside, maybe sit under the learning tree of a veteran like Brutal Bob, maybe they can be taking those tours of Japan and become world-renowned wrestlers. But looking to get there on their own merits. Can't fault them for that, but can fault them for kind of being jerks a little bit. Brutal Bob trying to nip up. Whether he was trying to or not, I think he might have been doing it to lull Magnum into a false sense of security, and just like that, Brutal Bob back in control of this one. Knuckle lock and picking him up, extending the elbow, putting a lot of pressure on the shoulder in doing so, and of course, putting a lot of pressure on all four fingers. You can end up snapping a guy's finger like that. I've snapped my finger doing a lot less than that. Again, you injure a guy's finger, you injure a thumb, a hand, they can't grab a hold as easy, they can't whip you into the ropes, they can't do a lot of things. That's really good strategy. But look who I'm talking about, it's Brutal Bob Evans. Of course he's coming to this contest with some great strategy. Tossing Matt Magnum out of the ring. That may not have been the best strategy, because right now, oh, come on now, wait a second, let's keep this one clean. TK O'Ryan, of course, always got his hands up. Yeah, and of course, the opportunist here. Tosses Brutal Bob back into the ring, of course, after he gets his licks in. Magnum with the cover, not even a one count there. Brutal Bob's not going to go quietly into this good night. Big left-handed punch there. The southpaw, Matt Magnum. And now just jacking the jaw, trying to knock a couple teeth loose there on Brutal Bob. As he continues the assault, does Magnum. I'm sure he would love nothing more than a victory. Of course, everyone in the world of professional wrestling wants to win, but to have a victory over a man who he sees as past his prime, as a man that he sees as someone who should be sent out to the woodshed in Brutal Bob Evans, sending him packing with an embarrassing loss, will not come very easily, Mr. Magnum. Cover here, but less of a cover and more of a choke per se. Headlock applied, switching it back and forth, not giving Bob the advantage, the opportunity to get himself situated here in this hold. But there's one thing that Bob Evans is going to know how to do, and that's get out of any hold he's put in. You see him there, back up to his feet is Brutal Bob. Shot to the midsection here. Oh, interesting take over there. Not sure how much it took out of Magnum, but it was enough to get some distance, but not for long as Magnum comes rocketing in with a clothesline, taking Brutal Bob back down. Nicely done, Arn Anderson-esque with that elbow drop across the face. Not enough, though, to keep Brutal Bob down. So here's a forearm shot across the chest. Maybe get a little close to the neck there. And you hear O'Ryan on the outside trash talking, begging Brutal Bob to come and get him. And like I said before, this is almost a 2-on-1 contest. Brutal Bob not faring so well at this point in the match. Oh! Lunged at Orion on the outside. And is exactly what Magnum, I'm sure, wanted by having his partner in crime out here at ringside. That unfair advantage over the wily veteran and Brutal Bob. Shot to the midsection. Headbutt here. Brutal Bob back on the attack. Kick to the midsection. Both these men now trading back and forth. Some serious shots there. Into the buckle, upside down goes Magnum. Whether it was his intent or not, he is still in control of this contest as he just drapes Brutal Bob throat first across the top rope. Scales the top, nicely done. Bobby Eaton-esque knee drop. A lot of these movements and mannerisms out of Magnum. A great man once said before, when you take from one person, it's stealing. When you take from multiple sources, it's research. And Matt Magnum picking up a little bits and pieces from some of the best in the world of professional wrestling to use it here in this matchup against Brutal Bob. And now maybe getting a little confident, perhaps. The southpaw slug almost right in the ear. Chop there. Fans again getting behind Brutal Bob. Brutal Bob trying to get the blood flowing back to those extremities. Trying to get some feeling back in after all the punishment he's taken in this contest from Magnum. Whipped into the buckle and hard by Magnum. Head of steam again, gets sidestepped and out to the outside. Goes Magnum. And the question is Brutal Bob gonna give follow? As Magnum hit his shoulder hard and hit the floor even harder. Brutal Bob did attempt to go out after him, but was a little slow in doing so after all the punishment that he's taken. He needs to be very careful on the outside. Referee started the count again once Brutal Bob joined the action out there. Series of shots here. There you go. Wisely, the veteran throws him back into the ring. Kicks and punches here. Nothing pretty about that, but effective. Brutal Bob measuring Magnum, head of steam. Squishes him. Big bulldog there. Bounced Magnum's head off the canvas like a basketball. What's Brutal Bob got in mind here? Waiting for Magnum to get to his feet. He's measuring him. Oh, come on! Folks, as plain as day, TK O'Reilly put his hands on Brutal Bob, and now Brutal Bob putting his hands all over TK O'Reilly. German suplex, bridge, not enough. Not enough to keep Brutal Bob down. You hear Orion telling Magnum, you got him, now's the time. It's a 90s WCW reference only I get. Oh, come on! Good, send him packing. Get him off the apron. Brutal Bob looking for the big body slam off the top. Oh, instead catches him. What is this? If I'm the referee, I would have disqualified him by this point, but even better, the armbar.